What is going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning into another edition of On the Road to Victory. I am your host, Jimmy Smith, and I hope you're all having yourselves a great day. Appreciate you all taking the time, hitting the like button, sharing, subscribing, all the things you're doing to support the channel. Cannot thank you enough. Forgot my damn hat downstairs. Apologize, a little wild up there, but I appreciate you guys, and it's taken a few hours to get this show out. Trying to get this new job, everything in order. It's been really, really hectic and crazy. Hopefully things settle down so we can get back to this. And but doing my best to keep you up to date with everything that's going down. The Eagles get their new offensive line coach, so Nick Sirianni, and his offense starting to really fill out. And if maybe you've not been paying attention, you missed what's going on. Well, Jeff Stoutland, unfortunately, decided he was going to step away. That's a conversation we had the other day, and you can go check that video out. But, well, we've got his replacement here, and, of course, nobody's going to replace Jeff Stoutland as in being Jeff Stoutland, but they're going to do their best to be a great coach. So, all right, let's take a gander at this young man. And Chris Kuper here, I mean, I've heard a lot of people already upset. Look, the Vikings offensive line, they suck, this, that, the other thing. The Vikings had 25 different line combinations last year, just to give you an idea. So, all right. But I think for me, when you're looking at this group of coaches being brought in, obviously these are going to be guys that they're familiar with. And, he's actually 43, so he's a little bit older, but this is a guy that actually played in the NFL. You see his coaching career started in high school at Columbine, then the Dolphins, then the Broncos, where he actually played his whole football career, and then with the Vikings the past 4 seasons here. So this is a guy that obviously he's got the playing background, a former 5th-round pick. He actually played in like 8 seasons, started 79 of the 90 games he played. So this is a guy that actually played the game. We talk about people that have actually played and know what they're talking about. You don't have to have played, but it would be nice sometimes if these people had some inkling of what was going on. But look, when it comes to his offensive line coach, I can't sit here and tell you, like, oh, yeah, he's the best that ever did it. I don't know, man. He's still young and trying to find his way. And you can see his first time ever being an offensive line coach was in high school. Since then, he has worked his way up to, becoming that offensive line coach in the NFL the last few years. So he's proven himself. Obviously, some struggles, but I think, just his time being in the NFL obviously is going to be helpful, but he's actually, worked with some good coaches. Adam Gase, he was with Vic Fangio there with the Broncos. Kevin O'Connell was one of his coaches. So he's got some bright minds here. Jeremiah Washburn was somebody he worked with in Miami, and Chris Forster there. Mike Munchak with the Broncos. So it's not like he doesn't have really good teachers here. And he was actually one of Sean Mannion's, while he was a coach on the Vikings when Sean Mannion was there, his final stop in 2023. So, look, man, I have no idea. Clearly, people are pissed about it not being Stoutland, but he's here, man. He's now the Eagles' offensive line coach, and that's just the way it is. So, I don't know what else to do for people, but it's really filling out here now. We talked about, giving the reins to Mannion, allowing him to build his staff, and, well, he is doing just that. So, we've got Kuper here, and again, we mentioned, Sean Mannion, who's only like 33 years old. At least Cooper's got 10 years on him there. But, he brought in Mannion. You know that his first acquisition was Josh Grizzard as his pass game coordinator. So, another guy that was up for offensive coordinator for the Eagles. And then Ryan Mahaffey, we talked about as that new run game coordinator who took over for Stout. But he's also a tight ends coach. So waiting for an offensive line coach. And, well, we've got him here in Chris Kuper. If you want to hear anything about any of those other guys I just showed you, feel free to go back to the YouTube. In the playlist, there are the coaching videos. There's everything you would ever need to know in all of those videos there. But let me know if you can't find anything. But you see the new coaches. Let's take a look at what this staff kind of looks like right now. And, again, I don't know who he's going to keep, who he's going to let go. But Mannion has been able to build his own. And you can see the few guys under him, Grizzard, Mahaffey, and Kuper. Now, I've gotten rid of Scott Loeffler because they're already looking at other quarterbacks coaches to be their quarterbacks coach. So that job is obviously up for grabs. When it comes to all the other jobs, I have no idea. I would assume he's going to replace Aaron Moorhead. I hope so. Everybody else can go. Jamal Singleton will be the only one that I would keep. He's the assistant, head coach here, but his running back game and his background, we've talked about his familiarity working with Zach Taylor, kind of the same, the new age offense. We'll just say that. But I think he would be just fine. And I think Singleton's the kind of guy you do want to keep around with, one of those coaches that some of these guys would be familiar with. Not a horrible idea, but if he wants to bring in all new, I'm not going to sit here and, oh my God, I wish I would have brought my hat. I do apologize. But guys, I love each and every one of you, but that's all I've got for you. That is all of the coaches so far on the staff. That's all I've got on Chris Kuper for you. If you've got anything you'd like to add, I'd love to hear from you. Have any questions, I can try to find the answers for you. You let me know down below. You need anything else, you can always reach out to me. Always here for you guys as you are for me. Hope you're having a great start to your week. I'm losing my mind. I start Friday with my orientation thing, get my computer together, all that stuff, and then madness will begin. Then I'm going away for 2 weeks, which is nuts for the training. So wild times ahead, but going to do my best to keep you up to date with everything going on and get a lot of these shows out that I want to do. So if you need anything, reach out. If not, until next time, I am Jimmy Smith, and this is On the Road to Victory. You all stay safe out there, and as always, say it with me now, sickos. Go Birds!